Hi. Oh my gosh. I've only been here long enough to change into my street clothes. Now I'll remove my makeup. I'm glad that you guys like these Almay wipes. I've shared that with you before. Oh God, I gotta be so careful with the eye. The sty still lives, but it's going down. I forgot my sty treatment today. You know what? You guys are so observant. All right, speaking of sty, now that makes 3 lumps on my eyes. I was asked by one, or maybe a few of you, what are the lumps on the outer corners of my eyes? Interesting that you notice that. I have thyroid disease, as you know, and one of the byproducts of thyroid disease is that you get a lot of pressure behind your eyes, and for me, that pressure is what jets my eyes forward. You know, they buck out. I get a little Botox on the side of each eye and in between, so that, and I have to make a concerted effort when I have conversation with you, because there's so much pressure behind my eyes. No, but my eyes don't hurt. And Barbara Bush certainly is probably the most famous Graves' disease sufferer, which is why her eyes protruded so much. But there's so much pressure behind my eyes that my tear ducts untucked many years ago. So those little marbles that you see up in the corners of my eyes, which one day I will get fixed. But you know what? I'm not really a person who does a lot of face messing around. I know, go figure, because from the neck down, everything's, you know, off limits or on limits. But the face, I don't know. I just feel as though as soon as people start messing with their face, it can go really bad. And I know, like, a lot of the younger girls who are now getting Botox and things to their face, they look a lot older than they really are. And I just, you know, I mean, the Botox that I do have, as a matter of fact, is not even in my face now, you know. And I don't get fillers because I don't have any marionette lines, which is just so amazing. But it's, I guess it's just good genes or something. But I do have those nodules. I call them frog eyes. You know, I do have those nodules. And one day, maybe I'll get them fixed. Maybe not. They're not bothering me, but the idea that you notice them. But you're a special kind of person anyway. You notice every damn thing. Did you notice how blonde my wig is today? Yes, honey. Yes. This is the real me. This is the real me. No, you know, when we were doing the show, Tristan, you remember back during the 6-week sneak peek, I was this blonde most of the time. Problem with being this blonde on TV is that there's too much fuzz. There's too much fuzziness. And now, you know, especially being in high def, I just can't. So this wig is specifically for me to enjoy in my life, and I do enjoy it. You know, it was only 12 degrees here, and it was really cold over the weekend. So I decided to pull it out from the bottom of my wig drawer and give it a twirl and wear it. So I'm on this just for a moment. I'm reminding you that spring is right around the corner. Because it is. It's only like 60 days away. If I ever went in for a facelift or something like that, is when I get my eyes fixed. Or if there were so many bags and sags around my eyes, and TV was still a part of my life, because this will not be a part of my life forever. I mean, I love doing this, but I would like to leave before I get kicked out. And you've heard that phrase before. And, you know, but if I'm still on TV and everything starts to fall apart, I'm not opposed to a facelift, injectables, and all that stuff. And while I'm under, tuck my tear ducts back in and give me an eye pull. Do something. Although it will not go away that some of you think that I've had a nose job before.
People ask me that a lot, actually.
Because my nose is cute. Look, I mean, it's cute from the front, but look from the side. Look. Do you see? It's slightly turned up. It's a good nose. What's your favorite body part? That's not my favorite body part. I think my favorite body part that I've earned, I have this in common with Jordan Sparks, my hip bones. She, because Jordan was heavier, and they're the first thing I check in the morning. They're the last thing I check at night. And when I wake up in the middle of the night, I told you, I always have to turn on the bathroom light and look in the mirror just to make sure everything is intact. And it starts with hip bone. I've never had hip bone before. It's a really nice thing to have. When people hug you, they think they're going in for fat. I've had people say this to me too. Recently, like 2 weeks ago, a woman hugged me. She said, "Oh my gosh, there's bone." She hugged, and then, you hug, and then you rest your hands on somebody's either shoulders or hips, while you talk to them. She said, "There's bone." I was like, yes. Bone. I can't wait for Al Roker tomorrow. Al Roker is coming to share a conversation. See, I can talk about weight and weight problems and remedies all day long. Being a former fatty, still, having to struggle with my weight and everything. I love to hear your stories. I love to share my story, and I love to hear other people's stories. And I loved, in case you couldn't tell, when Lisa Lampanelli was here the other week, and we talked about she had the gastric sleeve. Well, Al had gastric bypass surgery. It's a New York Times best-selling book that he's coming to promote. And yes, I am going to ask him about sharding at the White House, but not in the jokey way that he's talked about it, but in a thoughtful way, because I know people who've gotten gastric bypass surgery before. One person in particular, who happens to be a friend of mine, who sharded on herself in a very, very inconvenient place. Men everywhere. She just it's not funny. It's just horrible, So I want to talk to him about gastric bypass surgery. And why it is that he's turned down being a spokesperson for it so many times. You know what I mean? And would he recommend it? Because I haven't started reading his book, but he says he's never going back. But I can tell you this. He gained over 25 pounds when his mother died. Like, at one point he gained 40 pounds, then he gained like 20 pounds, and he's lost it, and and he was thinner when he got his gastric bypass 12 years ago. So I think that now he's at his comfortable zone 12 years later. I like that he's writing this book, though. If you've ever thought that it's called Never Going Back, Winning the Weight Loss Battle for Good. I would love to know what he does to win. For me, I know talking about it helps a lot. Maybe that's why he wrote the book. Because when you put it out there to you, sometimes you can be very cruel and laugh, when people gain it back. Kind of like some people did with Star Jones, friend to the show. I think Star looks terrific. Yeah, she did gain back, a few of her pounds. It happens. It happens. It started to happen to me. I didn't get gastric bypass, but I told you. I don't know how much I did tell you. I told you that I was weighing 195 and now I'm down to 175. But I weighed 195 a year ago. And I'm like, this cannot be happening to me. No. And everybody's going to laugh at me. I'm not gaining any weight until I'm 70 years old. Because I saw a news report the other day on the Fox 5 News here in New York, and I said, that's it. They said, by the time you're 70, if you haven't gotten diabetes, heart disease, all of the diseases, all of the above, by the time you reach 70, chances are it's not going to happen. So I'm going to eat. I'm going to be a big, gigantic, tall, fat woman, slumped over, because being the tall woman that I am, my spine is going to go just like this. You'll recognize me all right. My wig will be the one dragging on the ground. But I'm going to be happy. I'm going to eat everything. You asked me something else also. Oh. You asked me, do I have cellulite? Lots of it. You want some? Yes, I do have cellulite. Tristan, being the man that he is, thinks you can see it through jeans, so he's trying to move around for a cellulite shot. You can't see it through jeans, Tristan. But you know what? Every woman has something. if you don't have it, you'll get it. You know, if you're too young to have it. Even skinny girls have cellulite. But every woman has either cellulite or stretch marks. A lot of women have both. I don't come from a stretch mark family. My mom has no stretch marks. I have no idea. It's just genes. I mean, honestly, it's genes. My sister has no stretch marks. My niece has no stretch marks or cellulite yet. But we all have cellulite, me, my mother, and my sister. And I have it bad enough. I mean, I have the kind of cellulite that a girl from my size should have. I've had it since forever, and therefore I will avoid wearing certain colors. Like I will not wear white unless it's made of sweater, and probably we're off TV. I don't wear beige, like those beige khakis. People wear khakis because you can see cellulite through that, and I know how you smooth it out. You guys wear this undergarment, support garments. I'd rather let my cellulite poke through than put on a Spanx. We had the layering fashion show the other day, and I made no secret that I'm not a layerer because I just feel like I'm wearing too many clothes. Why am I layering? Yeah, I have cellulite. I have cellulite on my booty, and I still wear leggings for fashion. But I back into most rooms. I mean, not back in. I back out of most rooms. I don't want you to see me from the back. Yeah, cellulite. I have cellulite on my arms. It's bad when you get the cellulite on your arms. It's one of the things that I like about getting older, though. You don't have to make apologies for certain things. But I don't have stretch marks. And one of the great things about not having stretch marks is that when I do things like this and I reach down, see, there's no fire going up my sides. I have to say, that is one of the relieving things. I don't know what it's like to have stretch marks, but that is a very relieving thing to know that, you know, there's no stretch marks. None on my boobs, not one stretch mark on my entire body, but lots of cellulite. Antoine made me that wig. I loved it. I was telling him, you know, Antoine, there's a certain me that is me. And she has a little bit longer of a hair, even though I love wearing the controversy wig. I love wearing the short wig. I love wearing the medium length wigs. But he just totally negated who I really am. And I'm a long. You know, I'm a long. And so today's wig was my first time wearing it. And I love it. Because that's who, you know, that's who I am off the camera. So, I'm going to go. Please be here tomorrow for Al Roker. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I appreciate you watching today. Love you. Bye.